everybody, and welcome back to the United Stand. Manchester United into the top 6 as we demolish Wolves at the Molineux. Wolves will stay on 2 points as Manchester United beat them 4-1. Still only 1 clean sheet this season, but you can't complain when there's 4 goals in play, or can you? We'll see on the fans forum. Get your comments in. I am Beth and I'm joined with Kev, Maud and Ricky. It's the fans forum, it's not the therapy forum.
Welcome back, Beth.
Yeah.
Beth
Welcome
returns, Manchester United win. Coincidence?
The odds were in my favour. One of the worst ever Premier League sides with the opposition. But still welcome back with a win. Thank you very much, guys, for
hopefully you're all right now.
Continuing without me last week, but it was a brilliant show, and hopefully I can live up to you guys last week. People will want me off the show soon.
Well, Ricky shouldn't be punching the table this evening anyway. Hopefully he's happy.
I've seen that. Well, I actually have a bones pick with you, Ricky.
Oh, come on.
Stay tuned. I've had a few people message me and have said to me, Beth, I need you to stand up for me. I need you to speak my corner. So I'll bring that to you soon.
Waiting with bated breath.
It's a cliffhanger.
Wait, you're going to be speechless. I'm telling you, you're not going to have a comeback to this one. Anyway, we'll see.
Okay. He'll have a comeback.
He definitely will. He definitely will. But Kev, let's get started with you. 4-1. I mean, at half-time, heads were going. There was a lot of people that deleted the Amorim out tweets.
I won't repeat what I was saying at half-time. It could have been a totally different fan forum. I went on record as saying before this, I thought even if we dropped points, if we'd have drawn that game today, I would have been in. I know it's being reactionary, but I would have looked at that and said something needs to change at this club because for the context to it, that is easily one of the worst Premier League teams I've ever seen. And I'm not talking about United, I'm talking about Wolves, obviously, but you wouldn't have known at one stage at half-time, I was probably saying. But for context on it, I mean, let's not get too carried away. Yes, we can look at the table, and this evening we're sitting in 5th, but there was little parts.
Sixth.
Sorry, 6th.
6th, woo!
I'm aiming high.
Soon to be 5th.
Yeah, so... No, I'm really happy with the result. I thought there was some really good individual performances. Without giving the sort of spoiler player of the game away, I thought Mason Mount was fantastic this evening. Good performances, and we take the 3 points. Like I say, this would have been catastrophic this evening if we were sat doing a fan forum and United had not won this game. These are the games we need to be winning. You know, I don't know, we look now ahead to Bournemouth. We have to continue that. All season, it's been 1 step forward, 2 steps back, and it cannot continue. We need consistency, but there's still a little, you know, there's things that I'm sure we will discuss that definitely need to be put right, I would say.
Speaking of consistency, if buts and maybes are through one, if United had actually beaten West Ham, which we should have done at Old Trafford, and we would have beaten Everton, which we should have done. 10-man Everton side. Sorry, Finn. Got a Everton supporter in our gallery right now. He's an intern. He's lovely. We don't mind him. He's from the.
He's all right for a scouser.
Yeah, he's on the terrible side of Liverpool.
The blue half's all right. It's the other side.
It's okay. But we would have been 1 point away from second. I mean, we've not done that, but doesn't that show how open the league is and how important it is now? Bournemouth are having a little bit of a wobble, Maud, that we go on and we use this to get our confidence up. Are you confident we can do that, or do you just think anyone's going to beat this Wolves side?
Okay, if we're talking about the table, I don't look at the table anymore. I'll be honest, there's no point. As a fan, naturally, you do keep track, but...
You were looking at it earlier, you were showing
me
the table.
Yeah, I did that. As a fan...
You were dreaming like me.
At the table.
No, as a fan, like I said...
You watched it like 3 times in the game.
You couldn't believe
as a fan, you're obviously going to look at the table to see where you are in general, but I mean, like, we're not going to take it into consideration when basing off how well you're doing this season. Like, if we're being honest, I mentioned it before the show, I think we were 12th at the start, before the game, and now we're like, what, 5th or 6th or something like that, 6th. And I'm sure we're not too far off 4th or 5th or whatever it is, and we're probably not too far off 10th either, you know what I mean? So to look at the table and actually try to say this is how well we are doing this season, it's a bit of a, it doesn't really make sense because everyone can go up and down in the space of 2 or 3 games. So I don't necessarily look at us being sixth and thinking we're the 6th best team in the Premier League right now. I don't think that, if that's what the question you're asking. But in terms of like, the performance against Wolves, like Kev said, I'm happy that we won because as a United fan, you're always going to be happy that you won a game. There are obviously conversations around how the game went. I think for me, I was a bit surprised that we even conceded. I said before the game, I'm not taking anything less than a clean sheet, and we didn't keep a clean sheet. So that is a bit disappointing. I did tell you we wouldn't. You did say it. You said 2-1 though, which is a bit.
I said, right, guys, I said 2-1 with Bruno and Mbeumo goals. I mean,
come on. It was looking good at one stage.
Close.
It wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
it wasn't too bad.
Fair enough.
But, I forgot how good Mason Mount was. I didn't really.
Yeah,
I mean, I will bring that up. Actually, Mods,
go on.
Rob McCormack is in the chat.
Oh.
High five, Beth. Mount makes us play. Me and Rob McCormack are the leaders of the Mount FC, if you haven't heard, everyone.
Yeah.
People will take that literally. But we do like Mason Mount. He does make us play. I mean, I know it's just Wolves, and I was just going to ask the question of, is this just you got to win this and like move on? Let's see in the next game. Not get carried away.
We had to win it.
We did.
I know. What did they hadn't scored a goal for? What is it? 520 minutes.
540 minutes.
It's the season of goodwill. It's the season of goodwill. So we were like, yeah, we'll let you do that. We'll have your little moment this evening. But yeah, they've got 2 points. And that's why I'm saying if we had not have won this game this evening, it was almost unthinkable. But
it's one of them where I absolutely agree with you. Like, we had to win this game, and I don't want to get too carried away with the performance, saying, oh, this is it now, we're going to go on a run, because really it's the Bournemouth game that's going to tell me where we're actually at. But I do have to speak about Mason Mount. I know it's just Wolves, but I thought he had a fantastic performance, and I think he's been really good this season. In our forum group chat, Tull, who's been on the forum, said he's up there in top 3 best players for United this season. Now, I know it's not been a massively thrilling season, but Ricky, how good has Mason Mount been, and are you excited to see him just keep kicking on?
Yeah, I think he's been class. Virtually every time he's played, I can't remember a bad game anyway. Like you've just said there, I think we do play better when he plays, and it's how he's aware, and his awareness in shifting the ball quickly and seeing whether it's a short pass or a long pass. There was a couple of long passes today that he saw instantly, and he plays it straight away, and he keeps the ball moving. He's a class player without a doubt. And let's not get carried away, like you've said. It was Wolves who were bottom of the league, and fair play to Mods before the game. I watched the build-up show, and he said that we'd smash him. I wasn't convinced we were going to smash him, but we did, and you were dead right. To be dead honest, no disrespect to any Wolves fans who might be watching, but I was amazed how poor he were, Wolves. I was amazed. And that,
really bad.
It really put, let's not get carried away, basically. But Mason Mount had a blinding game.
He did, and do you know what it is? Well, it was that Bruno put a fantastic ball into him for his goal, but that run, it was just so intelligent. He's just an intelligent player. He's passing, he just gives it and goes, he gets in the right spaces, he defends really well, he presses well, he closes down the passing lanes. I really do like him, but when you look at how he's been able to stay fit this season as well, compared to his previous times at United, like he's actually playing a good amount of minutes though. He compared to where he was at, he's building on it. And 3 goals in 4 games, and again, I think Cunha is a really good player, and I want him to go on and have a really good United career. I think he's got it in him, but Cunha's a fan favourite because he's just signed. Mount's had injury problems, but Mount's been the better performing player this season in that role.
I actually agree. I think with Mason Mount, I think you put it perfectly. It's his intelligence, because it's not everything that he does which is the most extravagant or like the craziest skill move or whatever. Sometimes it's just taking the right first touch and just getting out of space like that, taking the right first touch and finding the right pass, and that's how he's able to keep the ball ticking or to move the ball into the right space. And sometimes that just comes down to, and I always say, like, I know it's a completely different conversation, but I feel like certain players from certain academies, you see certain qualities in them, and I feel like that academy that Mount came from, that Chelsea academy, there's so many players that are just very, very smart players, and it's not a coincidence that those guys ended up going and winning. Obviously not just them, but that team ended up winning the Champions League together, and a lot of them have gone on to bigger things, into other clubs, and they're all top players in certain clubs. So I think Mason Mount has that intelligence in his game. And in terms of him and Cunha, I'm not going to be too reactionary and say that he's clear of Cunha or whatever, because I still feel like Cunha at his best is still a top player in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I just think it's back to the whole conversation we had before the show. Are we getting the best out of Cunha? Are we putting him in the right positions? Are we playing him in the right way that's going to get the most ability out of him? I don't think we are. And I think Cunha is one of those players that I feel like if you don't play to his strengths, he's going to struggle and you're going to see a lot more mistakes from him. But I think with Mason Mount, one thing that I do love about him is when he gets his opportunity to start or when he gets his opportunity to perform, he always does it. And I think we saw it last season as well when he came back from injury just before the end of the season. We saw a great run of games from him up until the final. And I think he's done it again this season, coming back from his injury again. Every time he's had the opportunity to start and play, he's gone and he's performed. So I think, especially we spoke about before, with certain players going off to AFCON, etc., he's going to be a very important player in this team because he's probably going to be starting a lot more games.
I was going to say, I think intelligence is a great word to use, and I thought he spoke really well after the game in his interview, and he mentioned that kind of thing about being in the right area of the pitch, the right pockets, and he said this system, he knows how to play it. And you look at the performance against Palace this evening, he was the way he was spraying passes, but the intelligence side was winning free kicks as well. You knew what was coming. It reminded me a bit of Grealish a few weeks ago at Old Trafford, where I looked at Grealish's performance for Everton and I'm like, he's like on a different level there. He got in Ahmad's head. You know, Ahmad couldn't get anywhere near him. And Grealish was just inviting the fouls on, but I felt like Mason Mount was doing that for us this evening, and it's good because you're winning free kicks on the edge of the box. It's giving you opportunity to score, and he's been really good this season. It's fingers crossed. Can he stay injury free?
I really want to stay injury free. Just to kind of go back on Mars, because we had a little bit of discussion about this. I think a couple of forums ago. Yeah. Mount didn't start against Everton, and he didn't start against West Ham.
Wow.
Wish he did.
I would say that if he started, we would have won.
We had a better chance, I think.
Fair enough.
I agree, we'd have had a better chance.
You can never say.
But
you never know. You never know what goes on in football.
Yeah.
But when you've got your better players on the field, you have got a better chance. And without a doubt, if Mason Mount plays, we play better.
The manager.
We can't say we would have won,
yeah.
but if he'd have played, we'd have played better.
I do think.
He came on as a sub against Everton, didn't he? I think he
came on in both
Everton.
games.
But didn't start.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. There will be games in the future that he starts and we don't win. And there'll be games that he doesn't start and we do win as well and we play well. But it's just about having your best players on the pitch, isn't it? But with Cunha, just to kind of round up, didn't play well again tonight. But do you know what? I know because I've seen him play. I mean, like many of us have. There is such a quality player in there. But I agree with you, Mars. We're not playing to his strengths. And I actually think he's overcompensating. I think he wants to do so well. He's holding on to the ball too much, trying to do too many things. Just play it simple. You know, forget what shirt you're wearing. Just play it simple.
Exactly.
It looks like.
I was listening to Mark talking about, we need to play to his strengths. When you're a footballer, you need to understand that you've got to get hold of the ball, you've got to pass it. You get hold of it, pass it, move it, pass and move, pass and move, pass and move. Can I do a bit of name dropping? I've got a really good story to tell you.
Go on then.
I was chatting to Roy Keane once.
Oh!
I was chatting about Juan Veron. You'll remember Juan Veron. Everybody loved him when we signed him. Mm-hmm. The very, very first game he played for us, I watched it and I thought, I'm not convinced. Too many long balls, too many difficult balls. He's not my cup of tea. The very first time I watched him play. Years and years later, I was chatting to Keno about this and I mentioned it to him. And he was defending him to the hilt. This is a true story. He was defending him to the hilt. He said, no, he's a brilliant player, Veron. I said, well, I'm not sure. Too many long balls, too many. He said, look, this is what he said to me. This is the important bit. He said, it cost a lot of money. He comes into the team that day and he wants to try to create an impression. And I said to Roy Keane, I said, I know what you would have done to try to create an impression. You'd have got it and passed it, got it and passed it and moved. And he went, fair shout. Get it, pass it and move. Forget all that, dribbling it. Too many difficult passes. Just get it on the ground, pass it and move.
Well, that brings...
Simple as that.
There is a time and a place for the beautiful game though as well.
But that's a beautiful game when it flows. It's a beautiful game when it flows.
Yeah.
Get it on the ground and move it around. It's the beautiful game.
That you'd want like these 11 robots that just keep it simple.
That word's been used by Bruno recently. You know, robotic football. Well, I mean, would you have called the Barcelona team?
He's digging you out.
Would you have called the Barcelona team?
Mavericks in that team now.
They had brilliant players. Yeah, they are absolutely brilliant teams, players. But
Bruno's chip into Mount today then. That's not keeping it simple.
Can I ask you a question, Ricky?
No, it was simple, that, Kev. It's a beauty. He's got time
It's a lovely ball.
It's a great ball.
I said it was Paul Scholes at the time, and you
No,
agreed.
it's true. He clips it in beautifully, that's true. But look at it. The ball comes to him. He's got time. Sometimes you haven't got time. There's nobody on him. He looks up. He's got time to pick his head up. And when you've got time to pick your head up and the defenders are 10 yards away and you've got to clip it over him. I could have clipped it over him myself when I was 25.
Well,
It's not that hard. It isn't that hard. It's a great ball. He accomplishes it perfectly. He accomplishes it perfectly.
Yeah, he executes it.
But it's not a difficult pass, trust me.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Did you think Neymar was a good footballer?
Yeah, he's definitely a good footballer. Cunha's a good footballer, but you've got to start. You've not got to keep hold of the ball.
I
too
loved
much.
watching Neymar play.
Yeah, it wasn't my cup of tea.
Ricky'd rather have
He doesn't like his luxury players, does he? Bloody mouth. What's it all about? These tricks and flicks and scoring hat-tricks and overheads.
Ronaldo did the same thing for us.
Yeah, Ronaldo.
He wasn't a fan of Ronaldo at first.
I wasn't.
No, but I do get what you mean. Sometimes, just to bring it back to United, I do think Cunha does keep hold of it a bit too much, but there is such a player in there, and once he just starts making the right decisions and calms down a bit, I think
just seems to be
there is
trying
a player
too hard.
in there, yeah.
You got the impression if we'd have played for another 24 hours this evening, Cunha still wouldn't have, registered a goal. It was just one of them games. And I agree.
Got an assist though.
Yeah, there you go.
Pass to Bruno where he nearly...
Vicky will love that one.
Who got an assist? Oh, Cunha.
Yeah. I mean, we've got loads of super chats coming in, and I've got something I need to bring to you, Ricky, like I said at the start of the show. People are messaging me now to try and debate you. We have Scott Murford says we'd have 35 points if we beat Spurs, Forest, Everton and West Ham. Just shows Light Switch FC rings true. And how many wouldn't have we had if, certain things would have gone against us, if we didn't get a last-minute penalty against Burnley and so forth. It's just football, isn't it?
Harry Maguire's late goal at Anfield.
Marlow United says, no surprise, everything good Bruno does is in the 10 position. Please move him up and put Mainoo as an 8. Hopefully when Mbeumo goes to AFCON.
Can I answer that one? You're bound to have a chance of putting a good ball in the box from 10 yards outside the penalty area, more so than you are when you're in your own half. You know what I mean? Of course he does more good things like that when he's in the 10 position. Well, that's common sense.
I'm going to go back to Super Chats because there's loads and I want to actually discuss them. But this is a good point to bring in this point. Someone's messaged me, Tommy Nichols on Instagram. Thank you very much for your message. He said, do us a favour, Beth. Ask Ricky to point out where Bruno Fernandes is the problem for me. The guy's literally carried this team and was immense again tonight. Every time Rick does those grainy videos of any passes Bruno misses, I'm going to counter them all with videos of the good ones he does.
Grainy videos.
What's that? Sorry.
So how is he the problem? Is basically his final point.
How's the problem? We need to start keeping the ball better, passing the ball around better. Simple. I've said this time and time again. There was an incident in the very first minute, and somebody messaged me about it.
Do you think we win this game 4-1 without Bruno?
Beth,
I think we could.
It's irrelevant. We could do, yeah. It's irrelevant. We don't know.
Think we could.
Well, you've just said that about Mason Mount, haven't you? You don't know if we'd have done better against Everton or West Ham if we would have started. Yeah, we'd be capable of winning this game 4-1 without Bruno. Whether we would or not, I don't know. We could play it again with Bruno and not win it 4-1. Do you know what I mean?
It's all if buts and maybes, isn't it?
It's all if buts and maybes. So
any point on how he's the problem? Oh, you said it, didn't you? You said it.
We need to pass the ball on that. There was an incident in the very first minute. Obviously, you've seen my video, and I know they've clipped it up and put it on. I think they've put it on Twitter and maybe Instagram about me saying that Paul Scholes didn't have loads of assists because he wasn't constantly trying to get assists. He wasn't
trying to force it.
He's not trying to force it. He's playing the ball to the wings. If you play the ball to the wings, while the ball's travelling to the winger, you can get forward. Other players can be moving forward. The winger or the fullback, whoever it is you give it to, can get it across. And the player, if you try and put it through, that player who you're trying to put it through to, 7 or 8 times out of 10, he'd rather have it come in front of him from the wing rather than you trying to get it. And if you try and get it through to him like that, there's more chance of the full defenders getting it. You get it to the wide, and his space, he's got more chance at getting it in, and it's a more dangerous ball. It's the percentages. You've got to try more and more to get it wide and let the wide players get it in front of the forwards. In the very first minute of the game today, and I got a message about it off someone, have you just seen that? He tried the through ball. Do you remember it? You will remember it, I'm sure. It got cut out, and I went, bloody hell. Loads of space on the wing.
I remember you definitely Jeffing, yeah.
So he's trying to force it. He's looking for an assist, and I get people saying to me, what's wrong with looking for assists? There's loads wrong with looking for assists. You need to be looking for the right pass. And the right pass was the wide ball in the first minute of the game today. And you will never know now, but you're saying could we have won 4-1 without him? Somebody else probably would have passed it to the wing and we might have scored in the first minute instead of waiting until we did.
He's a risk taker. That's what it is.
I don't mind it in the final
third. He played Gallo more or less in one-on-one with the keeper with a fantastic ball.
Kevy's going to do it sometimes, of course he is.
It's always him though, isn't it?
He's going to do it sometimes, of course it's going to come
it's
off
always
like...
him though.
What?
I was going to say
He's providing that.
No, it's not always, is it?
It is. Look at the amount of assists he's got this season.
That's because he tries it.
But if he doesn't try it, then it's not going to happen, is it?
Yeah, but I've just explained to you what we need to do. We need to get it wide and get it in front of the strikers. We need to play the ball
Mason Mount was
wide.
doing that this evening, wasn't he? Spraying balls out left and right.
Great, Mason Mount, yeah.
So you can have them two players in the team. I just don't see what the issue is with mixing it up. And
I like Bruno doing that, but closer to goal. I do think in the midfield too, often his strengths are dimmed a little bit and muted, and his weaknesses can be highlighted, like tracking the runners. I don't want Bruno tracking the runners every 2 minutes into the box. I want Bruno on the edge of the box, putting them nice balls. Ricky, don't come. Putting them nice balls into the box, creating the chances that he does. Like, I want to see him creative with the ball in the final third. I don't want to see him risking it.
You don't want to see him as a midfielder.
And I don't want to see him tracking runners into the box. It's not his forte. I wish he was playing higher up the pitch, but then it's like, you've got three positions. I mean, my front three currently would be Bruno, Mbeumo and Mount. But anyway.
Yeah, I actually, I don't disagree with Ricky at all. I actually think at one point in the game, Bruno was having a very poor game, especially in the first half. I think he was losing the ball a lot and he was causing turnovers. So I think early in the game, my only thing with Bruno is this year, and it's 50-50. I'm never going to be 100% like Bruno is just the best player in the world and he's never done anything wrong. And I'm also never going to be on the side of Bruno is a terrible player, because he's not a terrible player at all. My thing with Bruno is when he's trying to play these riskier passes in the middle of the pitch and we lose a ball, it doesn't help the rest of the team at all. It puts everybody else at jeopardy, and it puts everybody else in a more dangerous situation, because now we're susceptible to be counted on. And because he is one of our only two midfielders, if he's not getting back as quick enough, Casemiro don't get back quick enough, all of a sudden now it's a counter-attack for the other team, and we could concede a goal very easily. Whereas if he's playing these riskier passes like the Mount goal, outside on the edge of the box, I don't mind it, because if that pass doesn't come off, who cares? If the pass doesn't come off,
he's got to try that pass.
If he's
got to try that pass. It's definitely on. Mount makes a great run. The defenders are not on top of him. That's what makes it easy. If the defender's on top of you, you can't get your head up. He's got time. He can look up. There's nobody on him. We were just talking about how poor Wolves were. He won't get that time and space playing against Arsenal or City.
Well, it's interesting actually, because Kai said Odegaard is the type of player Ricky likes, but Arsenal fans are so frustrated by him because he doesn't take any risk and plays it too safe.
Well, the Arsenal fans don't know what they're talking about either.
Rick Blanton says, tailor-made game for Bruno with a wide open pitch against a relegation side. He can't do it against a low block, never win a championship with him. I think that's harsh. Marlow United says, what a joy to see Martinez back. Really missed him. Sure, been okay the last two matches, but Martinez is levels above. Is this a wind-up Ricky show or what?
Everyone's at him.
Rob McCormack says, only loss with Mount starting is Arsenal, and we were great. I have to fact-check that, but doesn't surprise me one bit.
That'd be fascinating, if that's true.
Yeah, can someone fact check that for me? United 777 says, I feel like Sir Alex is staring into my soul behind Beth. Maybe Amorim put a giant picture of Sir Alex in front of these players today. Nice one, Sir Alex. He's joining the fans forum. He's just on a probation period, but he will be joining soon. Ali Nico says, all well and good having perspective about the table position when we win, but need the same clarity when we drop points too. Can't always be one loss away from a crisis. No, genuinely being serious, hosting shows, you've got to play devil's advocate. I'm buzzing with 1-4-1, but I'm really not getting carried away with that. It doesn't change my stance that currently I think our performances as a whole are not good enough, and the results aren't good enough either. And I need to see more.
Yeah.
Tonight doesn't change that, but when we've won and we score 4 goals, we're going to enjoy it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're buzzing, but you'd be an absolute idiot if you like.
It doesn't change my perspective.
Yeah, if you, I don't know, if you threw a party tonight because United had won 4-1, but I'm happy.
Yeah, Connor Green says, let's see Ricky try and criticise that Bruno performance. He just did.
Just has.
Aminor, thank you for your super chat. Ross Westbrook says, Mainoo made no impact. Wonder why he doesn't get picked. I thought Mainoo was good when he came on. And another super chat says, Max790 says, Mainoo makes Casemiro look athletic. He's so slow. I thought Mainoo was good when he came on. Am I the only one? I thought he did whatever he could do playing as a DM for 15 minutes of a game.
He came on like this, 89th, 79th minute, whatever. Me and Kevin literally said when we were watching it.
Sorry.
We literally, I think Kevin, what you said to me, like, some reason that people just are overly negative when it comes to Mainoo. Like, he could literally just run around the pitch and not even get the ball or whatever, and people are like, oh, look how poor Mainoo's been, he's not doing anything. And that super chat kind of, because I watched that game and I genuinely, I didn't see anything that was crazy positive. Like, he didn't shoot or score or anything like that, but he didn't do anything negative either. He kind of got fouled a lot when he's on the pitch. He held the ball up, he used his body to kind of shield the ball and, like I said, get fouls, and he just kept it ticking where he needed to. But there wasn't anything negative that he did in the game for anyone to really criticise.
He's played about...
I saw that he played 171 minutes before today, which is less than 2 90-minute games.
So he's played about 185 minutes, yeah?
Yeah.
Now. And how many games have we played now? Is it 15?
In the Premier.
So he's getting about 11 or 12 minutes per game on average. And, he's sat on the bench, he's so frustrated. Frustrated, you can see it. People look at him. Every week you see somebody putting a video up or a photograph of him like with his face like thunder, and it's just not fair. And I think because of the lack of game time that he's getting, and because of that coming over, I think a lot of people are getting on his case and calling him a poor player. When really they're just upset because of his frustration and how he looks and what his body language is like. I mean, let's be honest. When you're getting 10 or 15 minutes a game, you can't get into a rhythm, can you? You can't really tell if somebody's playing well or not, can you?
You can't.
So why are people saying?
It's so hard.
So why do you say that Jadon Sancho played badly? I've been leading up to this all day. Jadon Sancho, when he played for us for half a season, the last time he was with us, do you know how many minutes he played? 75 minutes in half a season. And people tell me he was playing badly. Nobody knows if he's playing badly. You don't even know it. I've had this in my mind since this morning.
You've placed the cheese there into the trap.
Nobody knows if he was playing badly or not. He played 75 minutes in half a season.
Tell you one thing.
Kobe Mainoo's going to play by January, the same time that he left us. He will have played about 4 times as much as Sancho did. And yet, everyone says he was crap. They don't even know.
I tell you one thing, he was really good against Arsenal when he came on.
Yeah,
that header back across was great, and he put a few good through balls for him. I'm going to be honest.
He turns it on when he wants to. That's the issue with him. That's the reason we got rid of him.
I'm back nearly dropping these off the table, backing us up. We, Mods, Kev and me, we're going to come at you on this one. We've never said Jadon Sancho is not a good player.
All right.
We've just said...
Well, you did.
No. He's talented. But like Kev says, turns it on and off. His mentality wasn't right for us.
Beth, he played 75 minutes. There isn't enough time to show.
Pep Guardiola got rid of him because of this.
But now you're saying what somebody else thinks of it. I want to know what you think of him. You're saying what you think of him.
I've seen it with my
That's 75 minutes. Let me tell you this. The season before that, he played 1,700 minutes and we finished 3rd.
I don't like the off the pitch stuff.
We finished 3rd. Then he went to Dortmund and he played in the Champions League final. Then he went to Chelsea and they finished 4th. Now he's with Villa. He's finishing above us all the time. He's finishing above us all the time, doing better than us.
Because he's lucky that he joined a Dortmund team that were already well on course to be getting through to the last stages of the Champions League. Chelsea, they were playing in what's it even called? The Conference League.
Which they won.
So, and 2 right, they should have won it. How much money did they spend? Jadon Sancho, did he score in the final?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Yeah, but he wasn't the reason.
No, he's not
that
the
Dortmund
reason.
got through the
He isn't
final.
the reason, but they were 1-0 down in that final till they brought him on and he won 4-1. It's true.
I'm not.
Sancho,
He's got an answer for everything, this guy, hasn't he?
The only thing I can say is, every time he's come on for Villa this season, he has looked pretty good. But
He's a brilliant player.
it was the off the pitch
His contract's
stuff.
running out, and he'll be seeming interested
It's
again.
the
now.
off-
Blame him for the
stuff.
off the. He played
No.
75 minutes, Beth.
I'm talking
And we're
about
talking
the
about
other
Mainoo
things.
now doing the same thing. He'll probably throw his rattle out the pram.
Well, he's not done yet.
No, he hasn't done yet, but he's getting 4 times as much game time as Sancho got.
Barely anything.
As little as he's getting. Think about it.
Mainoo come on the other week for 3 minutes. How are you supposed
Mainoo
to
has
make
been nothing but
an
professional.
impression for 3 minutes? And like Ricky said, he had a face like Fundy, you could tell.
I don't know
Who wants to come on
I don't
the
know if
pitch
people
for
think
3
Mainoo was
minutes?
supposed to get the ball and like run through 10 plays and score like a solo.
Well, that's how it'll
That's
get
another
now.
thing as well.
Yeah.
It's more difficult, in my
The
opinion, to
expectation level.
come on in the position that Mainoo did. I'm not. It still is difficult for any player.
But I
But
feel like Amorim probably said to him, just don't do anything ridiculous, just come on, keep the ball ticking and just keep moving. I don't think he said to him, like, this is your chance to go and impress me. And he just said, yo, just go and do what you know what to do, and that's it. Because there wasn't really much else to do at that point anyway. The game was done.
we've got some super chats coming in. Ola says, critics say Amorim should play Mainoo, but while he can help and fans think he will, he's not a true game changer. I mean,
What was he supposed to change in this
again,
game?
it's really
That's
difficult.
4-1
Rick Blanton says the only season with a respectable table finish second was with Bruno when we couldn't play against a low block because we counter-attacked all season. Max says Mainoo is a slow version of Jemba. Oh, honestly, people expect him to come onto the pitch and just score a hat-trick straight away. It's so difficult to come on midway through a game like that.
The guy went to the Euros.
Did you
Even
not
when you
watch
seen
him in
him
the
playing
FA
for
Cup
England,
final?
yeah, and the FA, you got short-term
There's
memories.
a weird little agenda around Mainoo, which I just don't understand, I'll be honest.
When I watched him play that season where he was playing week in, week out, I thought it was one of our best players and looks like he could go on to be world class.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
But there just seems to be a lot of people in the fan base that I don't know whether it's they think the manager's made that decision that that he does not fancy him as a player in this system. But for me, how long do you want to continue with this Bruno Casemiro thing? Because long term, it ain't going to work. We're patched up, aren't we, until from now to the end of the season. If that's what he's going to go with, then fair enough. But again, we beat Wolves today, who are one of the worst Premier League teams I've seen in the history of the Premier League. But against the better teams, your Arsenals, your Man Cities, that is where you're going to get overrun. You've got no control in the middle of the park.
And when Mainoo was playing regularly against a Wolves side that was actually very respectable and a good team, he ended up scoring a brilliant goal, last-minute winner. So, anyway, Vic, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, obviously, but I don't get the Mainoo. I don't get the Mainoo like proper on him. I don't get it. Victor says if you keep the ball very well, you don't need to run a lot. That's what Mainoo showed today. Yeah. J1 says, Beth, your hair is beautiful. Thank you very much. Amorim out. I'd rather play Ricky and Kev as 2 centre-backs than 3 ball-playing centre-backs ever again.
Nothing wrong with that, is there?
Kev and Ricky at the back.
Right partnership, man.
Fernando Plaza says, what the Don is trying to say is that Bruno needs to know when to play those passes, needs better decision making. There's a few super chats about Ahmad actually. Mr. United Mer says, no idea passing Ahmad. He never serves forwards, as in like Ahmad doesn't serve the forwards properly. And then there was another one about Ahmad a little bit earlier up that I wanted to kind of bring in here. And it was Robinski says, can you discuss Ahmad's selfishness? Constantly loses the ball as well. I mean, Ahmad,
I agree.
you can see when he plays, jump in if you want to disagree with me. He's clearly a quality player, but I do think his decision making, as of late, isn't as good as it should be.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I think today was a very, very clear example of that because he got in so many good positions and we were all watching it thinking, all right, Ahmad, make the pass or cut in or go down the line or whatever, and he seemed to just always either hold on to it a bit too long or he would, I don't even know, but he never seemed to make the right decision at the right time. And obviously, like you said, Ahmad, we all know he's a very good player. He has all the ability in the world to be able to be a top player in that position as well. but his decision making has just been very, very poor of late, and a lot of it comes down to holding onto the ball a bit too long. Similar thing that Cunha has a problem with, holding the ball too long. Maybe it's because, I don't know, maybe he's trying to impress, maybe because he's not scored that many goals this season or got that many assists or whatever. Sometimes these kind of things get into your head. Amorim even said it in a press conference that when he's talking about Cunha, and he said that the amount of goals and assists he has is getting to his head and he's trying to force it a little bit. So maybe that's a similar thing with Ahmad, but I think for the amount of ability that he has, he should be playing a lot better. And because one thing that I used to love about Ahmad the most was when he would get the ball, you always knew that something good was going to happen from it. Whether it was whoever he's going to take on a player, take him down a line, or you know, his dribbling was just so smooth. And I think he's probably one of our best, if not our best dribbler in the team. He's able to get past a few players, but now it's like, I get the ball and I think, is he going to make the right decision now? Is he going to pass it at the right time? Is he going to actually be able to beat his man and cross it in the box or have a good shot? But now it doesn't seem like he's doing it that well anymore. But it's not to say that he's writing him off, but I think of recent, he's not done it very, very well.
I think there's certain players as well you hold to a higher standard because you know how good they are / can be. So you get frustrated with them. Even when they're playing well. I thought Ahmad played fine today. I'd still pick him next game. So I think he's a very good player, but I hold him to a higher standard because I know what he's got in him.
Mm.
You're a big
I agree.
Ahmad
I'm
fan.
a big Ahmad fan, but I also agree with Maud's that his decision making seems to be letting him down just recently, and he's running into the box.
Getting in the right areas.
In fact, brings me back to the Everton game. When we played, I rewatched the game, as you know. We rewatched that game, and Gary Neville in commentary was slating the left-hand side of the field and saying how much Luke Shaw's got to get more forward. And he said, we look so much more dangerous on the right-hand side. And I'm watching it, and I'm thinking, but it's exactly that. We look more dangerous. We weren't more dangerous, we just looked more dangerous. And with Ahmad on the ball, you tend to think something's going to happen. He runs at somebody, he beats a man, he drops a shoulder, but check. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with checking back and passing it backwards. People criticise that. As long as you keep the ball, I've got nothing wrong with that. But he doesn't seem to be able to just get that right ball into the box. And, you know, Gary Neville was saying, this was against Everton, that we looked dangerous, and that's exactly what we did. We looked dangerous. We always look dangerous with Ahmad on the right, but I'd like to see him have a game on the left, me. I'm sure playing as, I know we played it as a left-sided 10 Beth the other week, but it's different a 10 to a wing back. I'm certain that he would get into those positions. When he gets into them positions where he's in a dangerous position and he drops a shoulder, the ball's on his right foot and he nearly always checks back again and he's like this in the box. I just think if he was on the left, I think he'd fire it across more often. And what harm would it do us to try it? I know I've banged on about it numerous times on here, but what harm would it do us for, say, 2 games to play him as a left wing back? And if it's no good, switch it back. Do you
reckon he needs
I think he'd fire
start
it.
trying to force it like Bruno? Taking a few more risks, no?
Well, he's already taking a lot of risks, isn't he? He dribbles it a lot, but he tends to be. I mean, I can't remember if it was you or somebody on there said that he loses a lot. He's brilliant at winning it back as well. If he loses it, he tends to win it back straight away. Do you know what I mean? I'm a massive fan, I really am. But I just think when he gets into the box on that side, I just wish it was on his left foot. But on his left foot to get it across rather than to have a shot.
And it's the role that he's been asked to do as well.
We did get a pen from one of his shots tonight, and was it him that crossed it for the other one that should have been a pen? I think it was, wasn't it?
It might have been, you know.
I think it was. We should have had 2 pens tonight.
I'd have to double check.
So forget it.
We should have. We should have had 2 pens. I mean, we should have had 2 pens. We don't need to get into it. We scored 4 goals, but we got one of them. I'm pretty sure they only gave the second one because they felt guilty about not giving the first one. But with the fact that Wolves scored, because it went into half time at 1-1. I mean, we came out in the second half firing, so that positive that we kind of saw the team get up for it and kind of kick into third gear then and fully take the game by the scruff of the neck. Again, Wolves have 2 points. We've got to kind of not get too carried away. But is it concerning to anybody that Wolves did actually manage to score? Because they hadn't scored in 5 games and they've gone 540 minutes without a goal. Is it concerning that we can't keep clean sheets? Because we've only got 1 clean sheet so far this season and we're in, December.
100%.
It is a concern, isn't it?
100%.
Because again, I've just said that one of the worst teams that I've seen. So for us to be that team after 520 odd minutes, 540 odd minutes, just to make it even worse. Yeah, for it to be us, and we are conceding goals. We're scoring goals. What are we on now? +4 or something?
Yeah.
Is it?
Around that.
Thanks to Wolves.
Yeah. But no, it is a concern. And the system, however you look at it, you would think that defensively, when you see that 5 fitting in, the three central defenders, the wing backs, and when they sit in, you'd think you'd kind of battening down the hatches, but it doesn't seem to be working that way. There's still something about this system that's
it's definitely
more in the long
concerning.
term. Whether I know I've heard so many people. I know obviously when Mark says it and he says it's not the system, and you get all these people that agree with it. It's not. The more I start looking at it now, and I just think if he could just switch it up for certain games to play against 10 men for 80 minutes at Old Trafford and play that same way every time, not like mix it up. I'm like, seriously? West Ham again, there was a drop-off in intensity, everything, and I'm looking at that and going, do we really need 3 at the back here at Old Trafford, against West Ham? And it's happening quite a lot now where I'm looking and I don't know, is it the players that fit the system? I keep kind of going down that and saying, is it just that he needs that many specialist kind of players in these positions and he hasn't got them yet? When he gets them, it's going to be like the best thing since sliced bread. But, not many teams play this way.
Yeah, it's a lot of the time. The centre-backs are too deep. The midfield is
just exposed.
It's completely
non-existent.
exposed. Your wing-backs aren't dropping in. Your number 10s aren't dropping in. What should be happening is your wing-backs should be dropping in. Your centre-backs should be pushing up. And your 10 should be dropping in, so it's all tight and structured. But a lot of the time,
even Wolves this evening,
so many gaps.
How many times one pass? I think you said to me at one stage, look at that, one pass, bang, straight through the middle, just totally bypass the midfield because there isn't anything there. There's no combination in the middle of the park. There's no control over the game.
I still believe, as good as Bruno was tonight, and I thought he was good, Wolves' midfield did dominate us in a lot of the first half. Second half, we kicked into play and we did really well, but that midfield will get exposed against a lot of teams.
It has done though. Look at what happened at Manchester City. It will happen when you've got managers that are more switched on and know.
And people have a go at Bruno and Casemiro for it. And don't get me wrong, they're not spring chickens. And I think Bruno is better in an offensive role. I think he's a very good player. Don't think he's a deep line midfielder. Think he's better in an offensive role, but I genuinely think any 2 midfielders would struggle with just 2 of them, like Ricky said it a lot of the times. 100%. I mean, it worked at Chelsea. They had Matic and Kante. Do you know what I mean? You've got 2 brilliant workhorses in there, and Bruno and Casemiro, they're good players in their own rights, but they're not going to be able to completely hold down a midfield, just the 2 of them on their own.
Yeah, we're going to struggle.
I think with any 2 players, you will struggle. Even if you had Anderson and Wharton in there, it'd be better. It'd be a lot better. Still struggle just 2 of them, I think.
And Crystal Palace play that similar kind of system. I watched them yesterday, but the one common denominator of that is Wharton. I've watched him absolutely boss the midfield, engine on him. From back to front, up and down all game. He can pass. It'd be an absolute dream for Ricky because he does keep it simple. He can mix it up. He knows what to do. And I'm watching that and I'm thinking, well, Crystal Palace play with 3 at the back. Yeah, they've got different kind of personnel. But the one main area I looked at Wharton and I thought he's absolutely bossing the game. He is running the show. That was it like against Fulham. And I'm looking and all these other teams, we've mentioned it, that have got these players, these specialists in there. Chelsea, the likes of, Caicedo and that, and you look and think, missed the trick there, but we're going to have to just crack on, aren't we?
Jem said, that's how Palace plays. When defending, there are 2 number 10s and they will get into midfield to fill the space and make it difficult to pass through. Mount does that quite a lot. And again, just on that, we did get the stat through. With Mount starting the season, 4 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. The loss was the Arsenal game as well, so not bad stats for him. Just on some more super chats as well, Simon Eric says, I'm tired of Ricky with Bruno. He's not a player style that Ricky likes, just not the pass and the move that Ricky wants. Players and managers on other teams admire and fear him though. James Maddison did say he was underrated on Sky today. Pengas92 says, getting run through the midfield, defenders can't do their job, stepping up more, getting overloaded with extra runners, no recipe for clean sheets with that. And that's a good point, to be honest. Ross Westbrook says, no one expects him to turn into a Ballon d'Or player overnight, but you have limited time to make a mark or prove a point, but he looks poor. Talking about Kobe Mainoo there, I think. Callum Montana says, we lay back too often after going up first. I do think that is the case as well. Robert McCormack says, went through the games, only start where we lost was Arsenal. Thank you, Robert. Paul MB says, at what point are we allowed to stop pretending and admit that the 3 we spent 200 million on are at best okay? Jonesy Job says, Ricky speaking facts, the guy knows ball. Vihan says, we absolutely dominated them today and the stats support that. And Artorius says, Sancho this season has 127 minutes, 0 goals, 0 assists, and he's nowhere near the reason that Villa are where they are.
I didn't say they were. I'll tell you something else about him. No, let's do Sancho another day. We've covered him too much, but I've got some great stuff to say.
We do a whole show on Sancho.
He's a good salesman, Ricky.
I've got some great stuff to say. I'll bring it in if you want, but I think we've spoken enough about it.
We have, to be fair. We have. I thought he did do well in that game against Arsenal, though. He was very much involved for their winner. But just in terms of that super chat, the 3 who spent 200 million on are at best okay, I don't agree with that. I mean, does anyone else agree with that?
When you say 3,
he's talking about Sesko and Mbeumo and Cunha.
Can't really comment on Sesko so far. He's not had a run of games.
I mean, if you're going to say that Mbeumo because of these past couple of games is okay, then that's just the most reactionary thing I've heard in my life.
Agree.
There's no point even commenting, I'll be honest.
He started the season so well. I did say to you earlier, the only one I do look at, and I was surprised that he spent so much money on 2 number 10s because I've never seen that. In fact, I've never seen a striker coming through the door and 2 number 10s. But if you've been really, not critical, but if you're kind of using your head and saying, well, could the Cunha money have been spent in a better area of the pitch? I think there's a fair argument for that. I don't see why we need so many number 10s at the club. So I think there's an argument for that where you could look and think, well, 70 million or whatever it is, you could have got somebody decent there to run that midfield.
Only thing I would say is you can't be sure Mount's going to stay fit because of the past injury issues. And they might have thought Bruno was going to go. We bought Cunha right at the start of the summer and Bruno was, possible. Very close to going to Saudi at one point. I mean, that's something. I'm going to be honest, I think Cunha will come good as far as he has started. No, but I think what you're saying is right.
Yeah.
But I think with Cunha right now, he is kind of in that he needs to actually, pick it up a bit. Sesko, it's been hard. He's been in and out of the team. I would like to see more from him when he's back. But Mbeumo is one. I know Ricky's kind of like got him on a little bit of a watch right now. But for me, I think he's absolutely class.
Is he on the naughty list, Ricky?
He's not quite on a naughty list, no. But he's not just been quite himself the last couple of games.
Nearly on there.
The last couple of games, he's had a bit of a dip, but he is just class.
He's a good player. He's definitely a very good player.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced by Cunha, and obviously, look, it's hard for a young lad, but I'm absolutely desperate for us to get a top striker, and we never seem to get a really top striker when we buy one.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. This is interesting as well. The first time Man United have had back-to-back away wins since Amorim took charge is now Palace, then Wolves.
Wow.
Wolves being
ridiculous,
that bad might help us out a bit, but
it's been here over a year.
Great win at Palace, though.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Here's one for you, Ricky. Since Bruno's debut in February 2020, only Mo Salah and Heung-min Son have registered more goal involvements than Bruno Fernandes.
If Bruno passed it to the wing more, we'd have scored more goals as a team. It's a team game, it's not an individual sport.
Do you think Mo Salah and Heung-min Son are good players?
They're wingers. People pass it to them on the wing in the teams that they play for.
That's a good point.
It's a good point, isn't it, Morton?
It's a brilliant point. It's a brilliant point. It's a brilliant point. Man United had 27 shots tonight, the most of any game under Amorim. And also, I want to ask if you agree with this. Actually, I'll come back to that. I want to lastly touch on Ayden Heaven for a minute before we touch on a couple of Amorim quotes. And with Ayden Heaven, got the nod again to start tonight with De Ligt still being out. Amorim said he doesn't know when he's going to be back. He's taking it day by day, but let's see with that. Ayden Heaven got the nod. What did we all make of his performance? I thought it was much more assured than his West Ham game.
No, I thought Ayden Heaven had a brilliant performance today. Considering his age, what is he, still only 19 years old, 18, 19 years old? His second start in a row, and obviously second start this season in the Premier League. I mean, I saw some stat before, it said Ayden Heaven completed every pass today. 19. Ayden Heaven completed every pass, 36 out of 36, won every ground duel, 2 out of 2, and won every aerial duel that he contested against Wolves. I thought, to bounce back, considering it was a bit of a rough start in that last game against West Ham, a lot of people were trying to write him off, let's be honest. A lot of people were saying after that game, especially during the game as well, he's not ready for the Premier League, he needs to go back to the academy, or why did we buy him, all these kind of things. I think Ayden Heaven has taken all of that criticism. He's probably seen it, he's a young guy, he's on social media, he's probably seen it and thought, you know what, I'm going to go and prove everyone wrong. And you know what, I've got to give credit to Amorim as well. Because Amorim, to play him again, start him again, he could have easily started Yoro, very easily started Yoro. Could have easily started Martinez, because Martinez has been decent so far. But he said, no, I'm going to play Ayden Heaven again. I'm going to show him that I actually put some trust and faith into that player, into such a young player. And I think it paid off, because realistically, there wasn't even any reason to take Ayden Heaven off. Only the fact that Yoro should probably have played anyway, because he's a great player as well. But Ayden Heaven did exactly what I think he needed to do. And he kept it comfortable, he kept it clean. He didn't need to force anything, but he's even playing some pretty good passes, and they were all coming off. Like I said, he made every single pass, even though some of them were a little bit riskier, he still made all his passes. So I think, again, Ayden Heaven has shown why the quality that he does have and why we ended up bringing him into the club.
He's great on both feet as well.
Yeah.
Amorim said this on Ayden Heaven. I think Ayden has a great future. He's really hard to beat. He adapts really well in the centre. I think he did really well, and I enjoy seeing him with the ball. So nice.
And against West Ham, I think it was always part of the plan to give him that start, but once he got the yellow card, I think Amorim just had to box a bit clever with that one. And in that, I think it was taken out of his hands. It's like, can you trust, a youngster like that to, especially when you try to navigate your way through a game and thinking, we really need to win this game. So it was kind of taken out of his hands, but what a way to repay him as well. Because I'd like to think behind closed doors, he's probably brought him in and said, listen, don't be downhearted, downbeat by the fact that I brought you off. It was purely tactical, the fact that you had a yellow card. But, this evening, you go again. Here's your start. And it's he's been rewarded for it, hasn't he? The performance, the stats that Maud's has just read out, it makes for good reading. Great performance.
Ayden Heaven, I thought he had a blinding game tonight.
Brilliant.
But he made an error that he miscontrolled the ball. I'm not going to go at him. I'm coming back to Mbeumo. He's on about me having a little bit of a downer on Mbeumo. Coming back to Mbeumo here. He miscontrolled it once, Ayden Heaven, right on the edge of his own box. When he tried to control it, if he would have controlled it, he would have just passed it. He'd have controlled it and passed it. But because he miscontrolled it, it bounced away from him a little bit. He just blasted it up the field. There's nothing wrong with what he did. He just blasted it up the field rather than try and get it under again.
Finned out.
And when he blasted it up the field, Mbeumo was caught offside. Why was Mbeumo standing? So this isn't about Ayden Heaven, it's about Mbeumo. You're asking me about how he's doing. I just cannot fathom how a professional footballer, when your team is defending on the edge of their own box, can be caught offside in their half of the field. You've got to get in your own half, and you've got to get goal side of their defenders, not just to be onside, but just say Heaven would have controlled it. You're then offering yourself for a pass. You've got to get closer to the action. So when Mbeumo got caught offside there, I'm going to watch it back again. But to me, it looks shocking. It looks absolutely shocking. What's he doing?
From Mbeumo's point of view, would you be thinking, well, we're actually being told to play out from the back, why is he launching it down the pitch?
Yeah, but he shouldn't be standing offside, though. You know what I mean? What's the point?
No.
If you know he's going to stand, if you know he's going to launch it down the pitch, don't stand offside.
Depends what kind of run he's made, though, isn't it?
But sometimes,
they shouldn't have made a run. We're defending. Why would he be making a run?
Yeah. No, but sometimes some players stand behind the last man because they don't want to be picked up. I've heard Thierry Henry that loads of times. Like when he's not getting when he's defending, he will stand like a couple of yards offside because
you try to throw the defender off. Can't keep, what are you doing?
You're
going to be offside, and then they'll step in quickly,
and then they'll make a run in it. So that might have been it. Again, you probably have to watch it back to see it.
It's not a bad shout, Moz, but I'm not having it.
You're just nitpicking.
I'm not having it.
Anyway, Ayden Heaven played really well tonight.
Very well.
And
well done, lad.
I think it's difficult at 19 coming into a United side that's being criticised quite a lot, especially in a very crucial role of De Ligt's spot, who's had a lot of praise from a lot of people this season, apart from Ricky. is the central centre back, and at 19 he's come in and a little bit of a shaky start, but he's really got up to speed and done really well. So credit to him. Bright future ahead, hopefully. So
I'm not just saying it on this. This could be like one of your hot takes. I actually
Good
said
plug,
this.
Kev.
Tune in tomorrow, is it?
yeah, well,
There you go.
it'll be Wednesday morning. but yeah.
When I've first seen Ayden Heaven play, when I first seen him play for Manchester United, I said that he will actually become a better footballer than Lenny Yoro.
Wait, who did you compare
You
him
did,
to?
didn't you?
Ayden Heaven.
Was it not
to
Rio?
Yoro. Yeah, well, I compared him to. Yeah, I've given him high
That's
praise.
that's more of a hot take, that
That's
one.
probably more of a hot take. I was trying to keep that one quiet. I ripped that one out the other week, and he was like, "Whoa, no way, man!" I was
Kev
like,
said that Ayden Heaven.
I said he reminds me of Rio Ferdinand, the way he plays. I said he's assured, he doesn't panic. I said this last week, and then he recklessly flew in for a challenge. I said he never has to tackle, or he's dead cool and calm, and then he got booked, yellow card. So
Don't start comparing our young players to Rio.
I just said he gives me that vibe. Okay, let's all just chill here now.
Do you agree with this, what Amorim said? He said, if you compare last season and this season, we are creating so much more chances and scoring more goals and having more real situations of danger. I am really pleased with that. Do you agree?
What did he say? Say it again, sorry.
He said, if you compare last season with this season, we are creating so many more chances and scoring more goals and having more real situations of danger. And I'm really pleased with that.
We're
As in,
creating
like,
more chances,
creating
but
more chances.
we're conceding more goals, aren't we?
Yeah.
That's the concern. How do you outweigh that?
For me, I'd rather compare
Let's not
it.
compare us to last season.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Like,
let's
to
not
me,
talk about it.
like, see with Amorim, I don't even want to be too negative, but we brought it up, so I'm going to talk about it. Like, where Amorim took us from, he still has to take us back to that point, because he took us way further than we needed to be. And that was my whole last season. My whole criticism of Amorim was I still want him to do well, but he's taken us so far into this storm that he keeps talking about. For him to get us to where we want to be, he's got to take us back to the point where he took us from. You know what I'm trying to say? So for him to compare us to last season, you're only comparing us to the worst point that you brought us to. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So we're better than we was last season, but how can we not be better than last season? You know, you should be comparing us to other seasons, saying, oh, but we're better than we was 2-3 years ago, 4 years ago. Fair enough, you can say that, but if you're going to compare us to the 15th place you took us to, is that an achievement?
Yeah. And that's all he used to say last season, wasn't it? It was that word suffer, wasn't it?
Suffering.
We must suffer more, we must suffer more. I was like, I don't want to suffer anymore, man. This is pathetic, yeah, finishing 15th and like losing the Europa League final. I believe he brought me back here, man.
It's like climbing Mount Everest and you think you're like 3/4 way up, but you're just like a quarter of the way up. It's like, no, not more.
Yeah.
Please, not
He's done
more.
loads of suffering. Honestly, he's got a lot of players in the door this season where we're seeing slight improvements, but I do worry, again, context, we've beaten a bad Wolves team there this evening. I think even their own fans were olaying and cheering when they kept the ball at the end. You know, I felt sorry for them.
They were shouting blow the whistle, weren't
Yeah. I know we all wanted a fifth goal, but a part of me, there was fans in the crowd turning round, weren't they? They weren't even watching the match. It's a horrible situation for them, but...
And to round up on that, as we can say, it's only Wolves.
It's only Wolves.
Yeah, it's only Wolves.
Yeah.
Bournemouth a week tonight will be sat in these exact spots. Do you think we will be discussing a Manchester United win, a Manchester United draw, or a Manchester United loss?
Win.
Kevin.
Ruben Roulette.
I'd absolutely love it
Okay,
to be a
okay.
win, but I think it'll be a draw.
I was going to say the same thing.
Just depends what Man United turns up that evening, doesn't it? I
you
would say within
have to-
about 5 or 10 minutes of a game, you usually get an inkling of how they get it. That's why this evening, within 10 minutes, I thought they actually look at it. But equally, there's games like the Everton game and West Ham where you look and you think, ooh, I don't know if I can call this.
I mentioned this earlier, but we weren't live at the time, so it's worth mentioning again. Next Monday is the day that the AFCON countries can demand their players. So I don't know. I mean, somebody did give me an answer before. Are we still going to have Mbeumo and Mazraoui?
They're leaving a little bit later, aren't they?
Are they? Oh, they've already said that, yeah. Right, okay.
I think we'll get double confirmation because I'm sure Amorim will get asked about it in an interview or a press conference. But I think that they are leaving a little bit later.
Mazraoui, Ahmad and Mbeumo, innit?
But that will probably
Maybe
be
a
the
big
last.
miss.
That'll be probably the last game they'll play for us before they're back from AFCON, whenever their team gets knocked out or if they win it. So let's see on that one. But today, for context, Mazraoui right-sided centre-back, Ahmad right wing-back, and Mbeumo right-sided 10. It's literally a whole right-hand side, which is, in my opinion, is usually our best side, but Mason Mount and Luke Shaw and Dalot were doing pretty well together all today, so...
Dalot's got a goal and an assist in 2 games.
Go on.
Can't knock that, can you?
Yeah.
For a wing back.
40's not about goals and assists, Ricky.
It's not.
It's a team game.
But, it is a team game. It doesn't matter who gets them, so long as somebody does.
There's no iron team, is there, Ricky?
No, there isn't.
Do think his last 2 games he's been a lot better. A lot better. So hopefully that will continue. I think it's going to be a 2-2 against Bournemouth. I hope we nick a win, but I have a feeling we will get a couple of goals, but I think we'll also let a couple in.
I'll just say we'll win then, because these are all being
They've just not
pure
been quite
negative
themselves,
here.
have they, recently, Bournemouth?
No, they've not.
You know, fingers crossed. Love us to get another win.
I would love it.
We'll be in the top 5, I think, if we beat them.
And Chelsea have got Everton as well. I know it's at Stamford Bridge, but Everton are doing well. So, and we're on the same points as Chelsea. Can you believe that?
It's insane.
It's crazy. So, man of the match, guys.
Mason.
Not Luke Shaw.
Apart from Luke Shaw, it was Mason Mount.
Would you actually put Luke Shaw above Mason Mount in today's
It's
game?
just absolutely different gravy, although he also miscontrolled one on the edge box today.
Hey.
But he's just different.
Accountability, I like it.
We pllayed
He
better.
only brought up because we all noticed
When
it.
you say we play better with Mason Mount, wow, without Luke Shaw, honestly, playing out from the back, we'd be. I honestly think he really makes us tick.
I think Martinez came on was amazing.
Martinez played well when he
He was
came on.
amazing. Yeah.
It is interesting, isn't it, that when he brought Martinez on today, he actually kept Luke Shaw on. That's how highly I think he rates him. Luke Shaw has been great this season, but Martinez, like you said,
I was amazing.
he looked
set Luke Shaw off.
sharp.
I was amazed.
Martinez looked sharp, and he
did,
looked good in the middle as well.
Yeah.
His passing was good. He put a great ball over the top to Mason Mount, I think it was at one point. So, yeah, hopefully that will continue. We just need to start keeping clean sheets, honestly. I know it's not just on one player, and I know it's not just on the defence, I know it's on the team, but I don't see one against Bournemouth, but we need to get a few clean sheets under our belts. So, man of the match, you going Mount?
I'm going Mason Mount, yeah.
Wow.
I think that's the correct answer, yeah.
I'm going Mason Mount as well. I know on Mark's final score, it was Bruno Fernandes that got the man of the match, but Bruno...
That's because he can count.
What?
Because he can count.
What do you mean?
Well, he got 2
goals
goals and
and
an
assist.
assist in.
Yeah.
The numbers. The numbers.
Don't lie, man. Numbers don't lie.
I do think he's in my FPL team as well. Thank you very much. With Bruno, I do think he had a really good game, but I just think Mount has the edge. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, that
we all
would be
agree?
my choice,
Yeah.
yeah.
Any
100%.
magic moments, anyone?
I've got a magic moment.
Go on, Ricky.
It wasn't especially during the game, but it was on the coverage that we watched, and it was James Maddison and Mason Mount chatting to each other after the game. I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Different, yeah, I like that.
Mine will be Bruno's first goal when he somehow managed to get it into the back of the net.
I was going to say that as a joke. I was going to say, we've not
joke?
even spoke about literally
That's
the
not magic.
worst Premier League goal of all time.
Dodgiest
as well.
goal ever.
They're not going to want to watch that back, are they?
Yeah.
No.
And Sam Johnson used to play for United as well, didn't he? There was a bit of horseplay going on there, man. I was like, what's he doing? I was like, Cunha plays it into Bruno. Bruno slips, gets back up, and it was like, I'll take it.
He did
any
want to
day
get
of the
his
week,
shot in Bruno, to
yeah,
be
he
fair.
did, but it wasn't much in power-wise.
Wasn't much in it. The keeper could have done
if
better,
that was an
couldn't he?
honour in that, we'd be
Yeah, he'd be
going
getting slated.
absolutely crazy, man, saying... but
Anything else? Are we
Mount's goal was a good goal.
nice? Kev?
probably just to really annoy Ricky, Bruno's passing to Mount. Apparently Ricky was doing this 20-odd years ago for Wythenshawe
Dead easy pass.
FC or whoever you played
Don't
for.
tell me.
There was one pass that
Don't-
Mount did though, which was crazy. I can't even remember. Where he
That
took
three.
a turn, yeah,
He's made it out.
Sprayed it. I thought that's a
Yeah.
beautiful
Really
goal.
nice.
Go on, Ricky, you're coming back at me, are you?
No, I was just saying, it's a dead easy pass. I could have chipped it over that wall. I can't chip it. I can't even kick it that far now, so
They
don't
get
ask
you
me
to
to
chip
go
one
and
over
do
the
it.
Christmas tree. innit?
I can't even kick a ball 20 yards now.
Ali Nico says, how many points from our next three do you think? We'll talk about that on a show this week. Neil and Mika says, we have 17 points of our total from last season.
Wait, what? Sorry?
Our total from last season wasn't very high. We're 17 points of our total from last season. Co-C-Q says, hey Beth, earlier you said you don't want to see Bruno tracking runners. Do you want to see Mainoo tracking runners? I think that's a very, very good super chat, but I think Kobbie Mainoo is a more all-rounded player to be able to play the number 8 position. I'm not saying it's going to be absolutely perfect, but I think he's more tailor-made to that position. And I think Bruno is more tailor-made to an offensive position to get the most out of Bruno and to get the most out of Kobbie. Carlo Montana says, elite strikers are hard to come by these days. And thank you everyone, by the way. They are, aren't they? Thank you everyone for all of your super chats, all your contributions tonight. Excellent on the countdown to kick off and fantastic on the fans forum. I mean, I know people in this community watch from all over the world, but to have, you know, for a lot of the show, over 10,000 watching it this time, it's incredible. And still there's, you know, still over 8,000 of you with us. So we really do appreciate it. Smash a like on the video if you've not already. Ricky, box office as always.
Thank you.
Mords, spitting facts as usual. And Kev, what can I say?
Just there for the vibes,
Just
man.
absolutely amazing.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
Yeah. New United Stand merch coming out. I've always said that. We need a t-shirt.
It's dot simple dot.
There you go. Ricky could have his own little section with all these little sayings. That keep it simple has to be made into a t-shirt.
Oh, brilliant stuff. But look, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you to everybody as well behind the scenes for making it all possible. And we will be back for your next match day next Monday. But before that, we've got so much more United Stand content, and that's football content coming up. We've got Bundesliga again on Friday night. It's going to be a special one. And as well, we've got Champions League watch-alongs throughout this week on That's Football. So make sure you stay tuned over there. And of course, Goldbridge will be back with a 10 a.m. show in the morning. And me and Mords are very shortly going to be asking for your hot takes. So we'll be doing them. We're going to get a few off Kev and Ricky before we go as well. So stay tuned for that on all our socials. But look, everyone, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.